As our president is primed to do what no other president has ever come close to doing in the history of this country with North Korea, there are many in the mainstream media, cable news networks, and left-wing liberals who are rooting for him to fail. When it comes to Donald Trump, hate is their daily fare. They hate him so much, they want him to fail. Peace be damned. The success doesn't matter, nor does whether they benefit from it. If he doesn't get credit for being one of the smartest, most clever, and successful negotiator presidents of all time, then we will know for sure what it's about and who they are. They're not just haters, and this is about more than just politics. They're rooting for America's failure, and that is un-American. Take a look at how they reacted a few weeks ago when the president sent a letter to North Korean dictator canceling the proposed June 12 summit in Singapore.
We're trapped in a one-man national security policy from hell. He blindsides his allies. He doesn't consult with Congress. As far as we know, he didn't consult with his own National Security Council. He dictates this bizarre, actually embarrassing letter.
It has always been a little hard to believe that Donald Trump was going to become the first U.S. president ever to meet a dictator of North Korea. The effort to bring that meeting about has been chaotic and disorganized and sometimes nonsensical from the start.
Big surprise, the impossible dream turned out to be an impossible dream. President Trump canceled the June 12th summit meeting with North Korea because, according to NBC News, he was afraid the North Koreans would cancel the summit, so he wanted to beat them to it.
Beat them to it? Really? We finally have a president who has the chutzpah to tell this dictator to buzz off. No pun on his haircut. We get 3 American hostages back. The president hasn't lifted any sanctions and is prepared to impose new debilitating economic sanctions pending the outcome of the summit. Compare this to our last failure of a president who sent love letters to the Ayatollah begging Iran to come back and then paid him off with tons of cash in euros on pallets and unmarked planes. And how does dictator Kim Jong-un react to the strength the president showed by pulling out of the summit? He crawls back in front of the world and asks for the summit to be back on. Our president is on schedule to forge a relationship with North Korea in Singapore that will cause Pyongyang to dismantle its nuclear weapons. The ones that they've been building up ever since the Bill Clinton days, when he wanted to give Kim Jong-il wads of cash, and as he beat his chest parading around ICBMs when Obama was president, we did nothing. Well, nothing that mattered anyway. The Dems have been crying about nukes forever. And as this president openly negotiates for the safety and security of this nation and enhances our military strength, destroys ISIS, they still complain. They literally don't want to see him fix this. Take a look at this from The Economist. The headline, this is the cover, America's foreign policy. The wrecking ball the president is swinging on is the planet Earth. And Senator Chuck Schumer tweets this: with ICBMs and nuclear warheads in the hands of North Korea, the situation is far too dangerous for seat-of-the-pants negotiating. You know, Chuck, not for nothing, but it was your party that screwed this up to begin with. You have no idea how much advance work has been done. You're too busy criticizing the president or crying about people you don't even care or know. You simply can't comprehend the genius of Donald Trump, unless, of course, you were looking for a campaign contribution, but that was back then. And you can't comprehend Mike Pompeo. Our president has no fear. And according to Prime Minister Abe of Japan, who said it best, a major step forward is about to be taken. President Trump, you are about to make a new history. Not only Japan, but the whole international community is strongly looking forward for the United States North Korea summit to open doors toward peace and stability of Northeast Asia. There was a time when liberals were known as people who were all-inclusive. They were generous souls, fighting for the common man to assure his success and safety. But now, they're not interested in success. No, they're just angry. In fact, they're furious. We have a president who steamrolls the economy to historic heights, consumer confidence at an 18-year high, a stock market hitting record highs, tax cuts for everyone. And unemployment is not just down. There are actually more jobs than there are people to fill them. Did you hear what I just said? More jobs available than there are people to fill them. African-American unemployment is at its lowest in the history of this country. And the same with Hispanics. Our businesses will be able to compete again as we get our mojo back on the world stage. Take a look at these pictures from the G7. Our president is in the middle of every photo. The man is center stage. World leaders are all over him. The questions are to him. He is dominating the G7. America is back, folks. The truth, however, is a far cry from what stumbling Nancy said just a few weeks ago.
But this takes preparation. This takes knowledge. This takes judgment. And clearly, it takes preparation, which the president didn't make. It's clear he didn't know what he was getting into.
Sweetheart, as the president said himself, he's been preparing for this his whole life. And not prepared? You can't begin to comprehend the success and the benefits we will reap from the meeting that we've been waiting a lifetime for. There was a time when America celebrated successes together, when we came out with our kids on the streets and parades, waving our flags and teaching our children the importance of patriotism. Donald Trump is bringing America back in front of our eyes, and it's time for the un-American haters to get on board. And that's my open. Tell me what you think on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, #Judge Jeanine.